Good morning, students. Welcome to the computer class of 5th standard. Today we are going to start with the new chapter, that is chapter number 6, Introduction to Scratch Programming. In this chapter, we will learn about program and programming language, introduction to Scratch, starting Scratch and its components, creating a new sprite using Paint Editor, saving and moving a sprite, drawing a colorful circle, making a duplicate copy of sprite, adding sound, saving a Scratch project, and opening a saved project. So today I am going to discuss about program and programming language, introduction to Scratch, starting Scratch, and main components of Scratch. Before proceeding towards the topic, I would like to discuss the few key terms related to the topic. First key term is Scratch. Scratch is a programming language used to create games, stories, music, etc. Second key term is sprite. Sprite is like an object that performs actions on stage. Third one is stage. Stage is the main working area where the sprite moves. Fourth key term is sprite list. Sprite list displays the thumbnails of all the sprites. Now students, open page number 70 of your book. Our first topic is program and programming language. In our daily life, we perform many tasks, and any task that we perform includes various steps. We complete it step by step in a particular sequence. For example, students follows the stepwise instructions given by the teacher. In the same way, computer follows stepwise instructions to complete any task. These instructions are called programs, which tells the computer what to do. Everything that a computer does from starting up to shutting down is done by a program. Any game that you play in your phone or computer is nothing but a program. So the language used to write programs are called programming language. And the person who writes these programs is known as programmer. Now the next topic is introduction to Scratch. Scratch is a programming language used to create stories, animations, games, music, and art. It is easy to learn and use, and it provides an interactive environment to create programs. Now come to page number 71. Our next topic is starting Scratch. To start the Scratch, you have to follow these two steps. First step is click on Start button, and second step is click on Scratch 2. Now I am going to perform these steps to start the Scratch. First step is click on Start button, and second step is click on Scratch 2. After clicking on Scratch 2, Scratch window will appear in front of us. On page number 71, next topic is main components of Scratch. Components means parts. There are different parts of Scratch window such as stage, sprite, sprite info pane, cursor tools, block palette, script area, zoom tool, etc. Now I am going to show you the components of Scratch window. So the first component is sprite. This is a sprite, which is a small graphic character that performs actions in a Scratch. There are number of inbuilt sprites and cat is the default sprite in Scratch. Next one is stage. This white area, which is the main working area, is called the stage. Here you can watch stories, play games, and run Scratch projects that you have created. Stage is divided into X and Y coordinates, which are displayed at the bottom right corner of the stage. These coordinates indicate the position of the sprite on the stage. Now, come to the next, that is a sprite list. Sprite list displays the thumbnails of all the sprites used in a project. For example, if we are using more than one sprite in our project, then the sprite list will display the thumbnails of all the sprites that we have used in our project. Next is the presentation mode or view full screen mode. It is located at the top left corner of the stage. This blue color icon is the presentation mode. Now click on the presentation mode if you want to view your project in full screen mode. On page number 72, next main component of Scratch is cursor tools. Cursor tools are located at the top of the Scratch window. It provides 4 tools to perform different operations on sprites. So the different cursor tools are duplicate, delete, grow, and shrink. Now I am going to show you the working of these cursor tools. So these 4 are the cursor tools which are located at the top of the Scratch window. So the first cursor tool is duplicate. This option creates a duplicate copy of the sprite. To create a copy of the sprite, click on the duplicate option and then click on the sprite. It will create a copy of the sprite, and at the same time sprite list displays the thumbnails of the 2 sprites. Second one is delete option. By clicking on this option, it will delete the selected sprite. Firstly, click on the delete option and then click on the sprite you want to remove from the stage. Next one is the grow icon. As the name suggests, this option helps us to increase the size of the sprite. Click on the grow icon and then click on the sprite. It will increase the size of the sprite. And the last cursor tool is shrink. This option helps us to decrease the size of the picture. To decrease the size of the picture, click on the shrink icon and again click on the sprite. It will decrease the size of the sprite. After the cursor tools, next is sprite info pane. So on the sprite list area, click on the eye icon present on the top left corner of a sprite thumbnail. This icon will display the sprite info pane. Now the sprite info pane includes information about the sprite as well as few tools. The tools include circular arrow, disable rotation, and linear arrow. Now students, on page number 71, there is a fact file that Scratch was developed by the Lifelong Kindergarten Group Media Lab by Mitchell Resnick in 2003. Scratch is used in more than 150 countries and available in 40 different languages. It can easily run on different operating systems, including Windows, Mac operating system, etc. Now let's go through some of the identifications related to the topic. First identification is presentation mode or view full screen mode. Second identification is duplicate icon. Third is delete icon. Fourth identification is grow icon. Fifth one is shrink icon. And the last identification is sprite info pane icon. So students, I will discuss further components of Scratch in my next session. Till then, revise the key terms, identifications, and do reading of pages 70 till 72. Thank you.